going on, Panthers Nation? Back with the 8th installment, 8 out of 9. Today we're going to talk about Raheem Morris, who's currently the defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. When you talk about experienced coaches, you have Raheem Morris and Dan Quinn as the two candidates so far that have the most experience, and we'll talk about it in just a second. The other name that has not popped up yet, breaking news, is Mike Vrabel, of the Tennessee Titans. If you throw his name in the mix, there's no doubt that he would also be at the top of the list as far as experience. So Raheem Morris, again, defensive coordinator for the Rams, been there since 2021. He started as a graduate assistant at Hofstra in 98, moved to Cornell as a defensive backs coach in 99, went back to Hofstra from 2000 to 2001 as a defensive backs coach, and then made his jump to the NFL with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First time in 2002 as a defensive quality control. Moved to a defensive assistant role in 2003. Assistant defensive backs coach from 04 to 05. Jumped to the college ranks to Kansas State in 06 as the defensive coordinator for Kansas State. Went back to the Buccaneers in 07 and 08 as a defensive backs coach. Got promoted to head coach from 09 to 011. Didn't have the greatest run there as a head coach, but did get that head coaching experience. Then moved to what is now the Commanders from 2012 to 14 as a defensive backs coach. A lot of experience coaching defensive backs. Then from the Falcons from 2015 to 2019 was the assistant head coach and pass game coordinator. Then with the Falcons from 16 to 2019, wide receivers coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Kind of some weird role changes there. And then back to the defensive coordinator and interim coach for the Falcons in the 2020 season. Jumped over to the Rams in 2021. So when you talk about experience on the defensive side of the ball and experience as a head coach, he's one of the few candidates out of the list that would be, it's hard to call him a retread because it's been so long since he's coached as a head coach in the NFL, but I guess he still technically has that on his resume. In 2022, this is the last campaign. Didn't pull up this year's stats, but they were first in opponent red zone efficiency, second in goal-to-goal efficiency, third in fewest missed tackles, fourth tackles on rush, and fourth in fewest missed tackles. First against the rush and sixth overall were their PFF rankings. Yeah, Rams weren't great last year, but they are a playoff team this year, and a playoff team that may be able to go on another run, and it's pretty significant considering where the Rams have been over the last few years. Well, really last year, thinking about, once Stafford's hurt and you have Baker and everything that's happened there, but being able to get them in a position. As I've gone through these now, and this is coach number 8, it seems like a longer shot, but maybe they're enticing and talking to him to, hey, if we do bring on one of these offensive-minded coaches, how would you feel about being the defensive coordinator there? Because again, all these are chess piece moves. So it's not just, hey, we're going to interview and you're going to be our head coach. There's still the potential for one of these guys to also be a coordinator with us. And it's just an opportunity for them to move around. I don't have too much more on there. Again, you just have the ability that, hey, this guy was a head coach at some point. So as we get through this, we're going to find out who we're getting down to over the coming days. I have one more to go, then we'll talk about GMs. See y'all.